This is the end, friend.
No wonder they call this a lop-eared rabbit. I mean, I always thought it was a flop-eared rabbit, didn't you? But it's not. It's a lop-eared rabbit, and it's because its ears lop down. They don't stand up like a regular bunny rabbit. These don't grow in the wild like this. They're bred. They're domesticated is the big word, and it means that they're grown to be pets. Just like this with floppy, loppy ears. I always thought that rabbits were rodents. They're not. Did you know that? You know what they are. They're lagomorphs. You want to say that? Say it once, lagomorph. Is that weird? You probably never come up in the conversation, but the people from the San Diego Zoo who own this lagomorph told me that it's a lagomorph. I love it. Shall we do a song or play a game with the rabbit? What do you think, Amanda?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to welcome it.
Have you got any idea what song or game we ought to do?
Little Peter Rabbit?
You want to do Little Peter Rabbit? All right, how about you? Do you want to do Little Peter Rabbit? Say yes. Okay, good. Here's how you do it. You say little. Everybody show me little. Little. Peter Rabbit. Make rabbit ears. You don't make lop ears. I don't think our fingers can do that. Make stick-up ears like a regular rabbit. And little Peter Rabbit had a fly upon its hand. And you know what he did? He flicked it. Let me see you flick it. Come on. Flicked it. And it flew away. Okay. Let's sing the song first. And then we'll play the game together. All right? All right? Instead of saying the word rabbit, we're going to say little Peter, had a fly upon his hand. Can you do that? Let's do it. Little Peter, had a fly upon his hand. See if you can you remember that? No, not Here we go. Everybody.
Little Peter, had a fly upon his hand. Little Peter, had a fly upon his hand. Little Peter, had a fly upon his hand. And he flicked it, and it flew away.
Okay. Now we're going to leave out the word fly. So we'll say, little Peter, had an upon his hand. An Here we go.
Little Peter, had a upon his hand. Little Peter, had an upon his hand. Little Peter, had an upon his hand. And he flicked it, and it flew away.
Okay. Now, we're not going to say the word hand. We're going to say little Peter, had an upon his Can you do that?
Little Peter, had an upon his Little Peter, had an upon his Little Peter, had an upon his and he flicked it, and it flew away.
Okay. Now, we're not going to say he flicked it. We're going to say he did. He did. All right? Remember all that.
Little Peter, had an upon his Little Peter, had an upon his Little Peter, had an upon his and he took it and it flew away. Okay, 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 oh yeah, all right.
I like it. Ooh.
Everyone likes music. We love to sing and dance. It's fun to play in an orchestra, but we don't all get the chance. So I have got the answer. Yes, I have got the plan. We can make our music here with our kitchen band. Take a couple of spoons. The rhythm will rock the room. Bang 'em a couple of times. And pretty soon you'll find you're making music. And now you'll understand there's nothing to it. Do it Start a kitchen band. Find a spoon and rub a strainer. Now you're an entertainer. Move it up and down. You'll make a scratchy sound. Now hear the beat, and you can clap your hands. You'll swing and sway as you play in our kitchen band. Everybody's singing, we're so proud of ourselves. We've invented instruments that came from kitchen shelves, and we'll keep on playing like we're the finest in the land. And you can clap and dance along to our kitchen band. Find the lid of a pot, make sure it isn't hot. Pick up another, crash 'em again. And when you got your cymbals right from the pots and pans, you're making rhythm with them. It's a kitchen band. Take a funnel and hum a melody that's fun. It's easy to do. Play it like an old kazoo. You're making music with a funnel in your hand. No peace and quiet. Try it. Start a kitchen band. Listen to the music made by the girls and boys using kitchen stuff. That's enough to make the sweetest noise. Hey, we're playing, and each one lends a hand. Don't just view it, do it. Start a kitchen band. Listen to the music made by the girls and boys using kitchen stuff. That's enough to make the sweetest noise. Hey, we're playing, and each one lends a hand. Don't just view it, do it. Start a kitchen band. Listen to the music made by the girls and boys using kitchen stuff. That's enough. This is the game of opposites. It's easy to play. You give me the opposite of everything I say. For instance, if I say dumb, you say smart. And if I say end, you say start. And she did. What's the opposite of left?
Right!
What's the opposite of day?
Night!
What's the opposite of fast?
Slow!
What's the opposite of stop?
Go!
What's the opposite of quiet?
Noise!
What's the opposite of girls?
Boys!
What's the opposite of black?
White!
Wrong!
Right!
What's the opposite of short?
Tall!
What's the opposite of big?
Small!
What's the opposite of good?
Bad!
What's the opposite of happy?
Sad!
What's the opposite of baby?
Grown up!
Up!
Down!
What's the opposite of enemy?
Friend!
What's the opposite of the beginning?
The end!
What's the opposite of in?
Out!
What's the opposite of whisper?
Shout!
What's the opposite of young?
Old!
What's the opposite of hot?
Cold!
What's the opposite of high?
Low!
What's the opposite of yes?
No!
What's the opposite of heavy?
Light!
Wrong.
Right!
What's the opposite of dirty?
Clean!
What's the opposite of king?
Queen!
What's the opposite of woman?
Man!
What's the opposite of can't?
Can!
What's the opposite of something?
Nothing!
Difficult.
Easy!
What's the opposite of stranger?
Friend!
What's the opposite of the beginning?
The end!
And this is it.
This is the song that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. Some people started singing it not knowing what it was, and they'll continue singing it forever just because it